The wounded child inside you has been waiting your whole life for this moment of healing. But first, let me tell you why that little voice inside, not enough, is not actually your voice at all. That critical voice telling you you're not worthy, not lovable, not good enough, belongs to people from your past who were hurt themselves. Tonight, we're going to return that voice to where it belongs and awaken the loving voice of your true self. Your inner child has been carrying wounds for far too long. Tonight, we're going to wrap that beautiful child in unconditional love and show them they are safe, they are worthy, and they are deeply loved exactly as they are. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. You're safe here. You're exactly where you need to be. In the next 25 minutes, you're going to meet the most precious part of yourself and give them the love they've always deserved. Find a comfortable position and allow your entire body to settle into this sacred space of healing. This is your time to reconnect with the most authentic part of yourself. The part that knew joy before the world taught you to doubt yourself. The part that loved freely before you learned to protect your heart. Take 3 slow healing breaths. With the first breath, breathe in pure love for yourself. With the second breath, breathe in compassion for your journey. With the third breath, breathe in the courage to heal what has been broken for too long. I am ready to heal my inner child. I am ready to give myself the love I always needed. I am safe to feel my emotions fully. I am safe to remember, and I am safe to heal. The wounded child inside me deserves all the love, protection, and validation they never received. I begin by connecting with my heart center. I place both hands over my heart and feel the steady rhythm of life flowing through me. This heart has experienced pain, but it has also experienced love. This heart is strong enough to hold both my wounds and my healing. I breathe love directly into my heart center. I imagine my heart as a beautiful garden where my inner child lives. For too long, this garden has been overgrown with the weeds of criticism, shame, and self-doubt. But underneath those weeds, the soil is rich and fertile. My inner child has been waiting patiently in this garden for someone to tend to them with love. I see myself walking through the gates of this heart garden. I am not the child version of myself, but the wise, loving adult. I carry with me all the compassion, understanding, and unconditional love that my inner child has always craved. I am here to be the parent my inner child always needed. As I walk deeper into the garden, I begin to clear away the weeds of old wounds. Each critical thought, each harsh judgment, each moment of self-rejection, I gently pull up by the roots and release. I am making space for new growth. I am making space for love to flourish. I call out gently into the garden. Little one, I am here. You are safe now. You don't have to hide anymore. I have come to take care of you the way you always deserved to be cared for. I am here to listen to you, to hold you, and to love you exactly as you are. From behind a large tree steps a small child. This is my inner child, the part of me that holds all my earliest experiences of joy, wonder, and also pain. I look into their eyes and see not weakness, but incredible strength. This child has survived everything life has thrown at them. This child deserves my deepest respect and admiration. I kneel down to be at eye level with my inner child. I speak to them with the voice of ultimate love and acceptance. Sweet child, you have been so brave. You have carried wounds that were never yours to carry. You have blamed yourself for things that were never your fault. But that ends today. You are not responsible for how others treated you. You are not responsible for the pain that adults in your life were carrying. You are not responsible for making everyone else happy at the expense of your own needs. You are innocent, and you always were. I listen as my inner child begins to share their story. They tell me about the times they felt invisible, unheard, unloved. They tell me about the moments when they tried so hard to be perfect to earn love and approval. They tell me about the confusion of being told they were loved while being treated in ways that felt anything but loving. But loving by each word my inner child speaks, I respond with pure compassion. I validate every feeling, every experience, every pain they have carried. You have every right to feel hurt. Your feelings are completely valid. What happened to you was not okay, and you did nothing wrong. Nothing you could have done would have made you unworthy of love. I wrap my inner child in the warmest, most loving embrace. I hold them close and let them feel what it's like to be held without conditions, without expectations, without the need to perform or achieve anything. You are loved simply because you exist. You are worthy of love, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. I tell my inner child all the things they needed to hear, but never did. You are so precious to me. You are intelligent and creative and funny and kind. You have gifts that the world needs. You matter more than you know. Your feelings matter. Your dreams matter. You matter. I acknowledge all the ways my inner child tried to cope with their pain. Some of these coping mechanisms served them well, and some may have outlived their usefulness. But every single strategy they developed shows their incredible resilience and resourcefulness. You did the best you could. You survived, and that is remarkable. I speak directly to the parts of my inner child. You don't have to shrink anymore. You don't have to sacrifice your truth to keep others comfortable. Your needs matter just as much as everyone else's. You have permission to take up space in this world. I speak to the parts that learned to be hyper-independent, to trust no one to handle everything alone. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your small shoulders. It's safe to ask for help. It's safe to let others care for you. You deserve support, and you deserve to receive love, not just give it. I speak to the parts that learn to be perfect, to never make mistakes, to be the source of stability for unstable adults. You don't have to be perfect. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to be human. Your worth is not determined by your performance or achievements. I create new agreements with my inner child. From now on, I will listen to your voice before making decisions that affect us. I will honor your need for play and joy and wonder. I will protect you from people and situations that don't honor your worth. I will never abandon you again. I promise my inner child that their emotional needs will be a priority. When you feel sad, I will comfort you. When you feel angry, I will validate that anger and help you express it safely. When you feel scared, I will reassure you and keep you safe. When you feel joyful, I will celebrate with you. I visualize building a beautiful, safe space in my heart, where my inner child can always retreat. This space is filled with everything they love: soft blankets, favorite toys, beautiful colors, soothing music. This is their sanctuary, where they can always feel completely safe and loved. What did you want to be when you grew up, before the world told you to be practical? What activities brought you the most joy? What made you feel most alive and authentic? I listen with fascination and delight to every word they share. I make commitments to honor these dreams in whatever way feels authentic now. Maybe it's taking an art class, or learning to dance, or spending more time in nature. Maybe it's allowing myself to be sillier, more playful, more spontaneous. I promise to bring more of what my inner child loves into my adult life. I work with my inner child to identify the beliefs that no longer serve us. Together, we examine thoughts like "I'm not good enough," or "I have to be perfect to be loved," or "it's not safe to trust people." We look at where these beliefs came from, and we consciously choose to release them. We create new, empowering beliefs together. I am worthy of love exactly as I am. I am enough just by existing. I deserve kindness, especially from myself. It's safe for me to be authentic. I can trust my instincts. I am capable of creating healthy relationships. My needs matter, and it's okay to express them. I help my inner child process and release old emotions that have been stuck in our system. If there is anger, we let ourselves feel it fully and express it safely. If there is sadness, we allow the tears to flow without judgment. If there is fear, we breathe through it together and remind ourselves that we are safe now. I teach my inner child about boundaries. You never have to tolerate being treated poorly again. You have the right to say no. You have the right to remove yourself from situations that don't feel good. You have the right to prioritize your well-being. I will help you enforce these boundaries. I introduce my inner child to the concept of self-compassion. When you make a mistake, we will treat you the same way we would treat a beloved friend who made the same mistake. We will be kind, gentle, and understanding. We will learn from our experiences without harsh self-judgment. I help my inner child understand that healing is not about forgetting the past or pretending everything was fine. It's about integrating all parts of our experience with love and wisdom. Our wounds can become sources of strength, compassion, and connection with others who have suffered. I validate that my inner child's pain was real and significant, regardless of how it might compare to others' experiences. Your pain matters. Your feelings are valid. You don't have to minimize what you went through or be grateful for trauma because it made you stronger. You deserved better then, and you deserved better now. I work with my inner child to reclaim parts of themselves they may have hidden or suppressed. Maybe they learned to hide their sensitivity, their creativity, their big emotions, their need for attention. I invite all these parts to come out of hiding. There is room for all of you in our life now. I help my inner child process any shame they may be carrying about their family, their background, their experiences. You are not responsible for your family's dysfunction. You are not a reflection of their failures. You get to write your own story now. You get to choose who you want to be. I teach my inner child about healthy relationships. In healthy relationships, people care about your feelings. They don't dismiss or minimize your emotions. They don't make you feel like you're too much or not enough. They celebrate your successes and support you through challenges. I promise my inner child that we will choose relationships carefully from now on. We will surround ourselves with people who see our worth, celebrate our uniqueness, and treat us with the respect we deserve. We will no longer accept crumbs of affection from people who can't love us properly. I help my inner child understand that they are not responsible for fixing, healing, or saving anyone else. You tried so hard to heal the adults in your life, to make them happy, to be what they needed, but that was never your job. Your job is to be a child, to grow, to learn, to play, to be loved for exactly who you are. I work with my inner child to heal their relationship with their body. Your body is not something to be ashamed of, criticized, or punished. Your body is your home, your temple, your faithful companion through life. We will treat our body with love, respect, and gratitude from now on. I help my inner child connect with their innate wisdom and intuition. Before the world taught you to doubt yourself, you knew things. You could sense when something was off. You knew what felt good and what didn't. I will help you trust these instincts again. I introduce my inner child to the adult I have become, showing them that they are safe in my care. Look how strong we've become. Look at all the challenges we've overcome. Look at the capacity for love we've developed. You can trust me to take good care of us both. I help my inner child see that the people who hurt them were also wounded children, themselves acting out their own unhealed trauma. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it helps us understand that their treatment of us was never really about us. We can have compassion for their pain while still honoring our own. I work with my inner child to forgive ourselves for any ways we may have internalized negative messages or treated ourselves poorly. We didn't know better then. We were doing our best to survive and belong. Now we know better, and we can do better. I help my inner child set intentions for our life moving forward. What kind of life do we want to create together? What experiences do we want to have? What kind of person do we want to be in the world? We dream together and make plans that honor both our wounded past and our limitless future. I teach my inner child about the concept of reparenting ourselves. Every day, I will show up for you in the ways you needed adults to show up when you were small. I will be patient, kind, encouraging, and protective. I will celebrate your wins and comfort you in your struggles. I help my inner child understand that healing is not a destination, but a journey. There may be days when old wounds feel fresh, or when we need extra care and attention. That's completely normal and okay. Healing happens in layers, and we will be gentle with ourselves through the process. I make a commitment to regular check-ins with my inner child. I will ask how you're doing, what you need, what would bring you joy. I will make sure your voice is heard and your needs are considered in all the decisions we make. You will never be abandoned or ignored again. I help my inner child visualize our life 6 months, a year, 5 years from now, when this healing work has taken deeper root. We see ourselves living with more joy, spontaneity, and authentic self-expression. We see ourselves in relationships that honor and celebrate who we are. I invite my inner child to choose a symbol or image that represents our healing journey together. Maybe it's a butterfly emerging from a cocoon, or a flower blooming, or a sunrise after a long, dark night. This symbol will remind us of our commitment to healing and growth. As our time together in this healing space comes to a close, I hold my inner child one more time. I look into their eyes and see not brokenness, but wholeness, not weakness, but incredible strength. not a burden, but a gift. They are the source of my creativity, my joy, my capacity for wonder and love. I promise my inner child that this is not goodbye, but the beginning of a beautiful relationship. I will carry them with me always, not as a wound, but as a treasure. Their innocence, their hope, their ability to see magic in the world are gifts I will cherish and protect. I seal our healing work together with unconditional love. Every part of my story, every experience that shaped me, every wound and every triumph is sacred. I am whole exactly as I am. I am lovable exactly as I am. I am enough exactly as I am. As I prepare to return to ordinary consciousness, I carry with me the love, compassion, and healing energy we have generated together. This energy will continue to work in my life, creating positive changes in ways both subtle and profound. I know that I can return to this inner garden anytime I need to reconnect with my inner child or continue our healing work. This connection is permanent and unbreakable. We are family, and we will never abandon each other again. Tomorrow, I will wake up carrying more self-love, self-compassion, and authentic self-expression than I had before this meditation. The healing work we've done together will continue to unfold in my daily life, bringing more joy, peace, and fulfillment. I thank my inner child for their courage in sharing their story with me. I thank them for surviving everything that brought us to this moment. I thank them for their resilience, their hope, and their endless capacity to love despite being hurt. I am grateful for this opportunity to heal the deepest parts of myself. I am grateful for the wisdom that comes from integrating all aspects of my experience with love. I am grateful for the inner child who has made me who I am today.